In this practice today, we'll be kind of working on our joints, all of our joints of our body. And we're going to be doing a mudra called Sandhi, which is a mudra that will help release any stiffness in the joints. What we'll be doing is taking the right hand and then taking the ring finger and the thumb together. So this is the earth element with the fire, and then putting that on your right, on top of your leg. And then the left hand will be the middle finger and the thumb. That's ether and fire together. And just a soft touch between the fingers and the thumb, so you can start feeling that little bit of a pulse and the energy moving. And we'll close our eyes and just begin to turn our attention inward and just noticing that pulsation here, the circling of the energy between those fingers and thumb. And bring attention to your breath. Just noticing where your breath is today. And begin to soften your breath, lengthening both the inhale and the exhale, softening the belly, softening the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. And feel the spine begin to elongate from the base of the spine all the way up. Nice, long, elegant neck. Allowing the knees and the hips to open. Allowing the weight of the body to be just held by the surface. And just feel into the whole body. Kind of whole body experience inside the body. Allowing the thoughts just to move forward, letting them go. Outside the body. Feeling the whole body breathing. Expanding on the inhale. Softening on the exhale. And then bring your attention to your heart. And you could set an intention for your practice this morning. Saying whatever it is in a present tense, repeating it 3 times. I am. And just bring your attention just for another moment to your fingertips. And just imagining all of your joints beginning to soften. Any energy blocks that are present in the joints, just kind of imagining anything just dispersing and feeling the whole energy just flowing through all of the joints. And then just go ahead and release the fingers, place the hands palm side down on your thighs and gently open your eyes. And just take a nice deep breath here. So as we move connected with our breath to our bodies, we'll just begin by turning our head to the right and to the left. And back to center, chin to the chest. Take a couple breaths here and feel that nice soft stretch from the neck all the way down all of the spinal muscles to the base of the spine. Keeping the shoulders, neck relaxed, jaw relaxed. And then on the inhale, bring the head back up to neutral. And if it's comfortable, bring the chin up towards the ceiling. Still soft shoulders and neck. It doesn't have to be a real big movement. And this is a great stretch for your throat chakra, your thyroid gland. And then just gently bring the head back to neutral. And we're going to move our cushions away and extend our legs out straight. So we're going to start. And you can put your hands behind you, maybe on the fingertips, so you can have a nice tall spine. And we'll just circle the right ankle one direction, and then the opposite direction. And then come to neutral and bring the bottom of the foot in and out, and in and out. So it's just the bottom of the foot towards the midline, bottom of the foot outside. One more time, in and out. And then point. Nice stretch for the top of the shin and flex. And point and flex. And we'll move over to the left foot, circling the foot one direction. And the other direction. And bring the bottom of the foot into the midline and out and in and out. And then point and flex and point and flex. One more time, point and flex. And then we're going to just bring the knees up and lean back on your hands. And we're going to drop the right knee down, lifting that right hip up. And then the left knee down to the mat, lifting that hip up. And we're just going to gently move back and forth and just allow the hips and the shoulders to move with it if they want. Just a soft, gentle movement of the whole body. And we're just going to get our head involved here. So we're going to drop the right knee down and turn our gaze to the right. And drop the left knee down, turn the head to the left. And just keep moving nice, slow and gentle. Moving the head and the knees, opening the hips. And then one more time on both sides. And then come to neutral and bring the bottoms of the feet together. And if it's comfortable, if it's not comfortable, you could put a little blanket underneath your hips here. But just bring the elbows to the inside of the legs and start with a nice, tall, elongated spine. Inhale here. And then just move the chest towards the top of the feet, still straight spine. Opening up the knees, allowing them to drop down, pressing maybe a little bit with the elbows into the legs, opening up those inner groin muscles. And now, if you'd like, just bring your forehead down towards the feet, rounding the back slightly. Let the head be heavy and relaxed back of the neck. Notice that nice deep stretch from the neck all the way down the spinal muscles to the tail. And then on your next inhale, bring the head up first and then the torso. And we're going to just do a little bit with the arms. So find a comfortable seat. I'm gonna just grab my cushion again. So we'll start with the left hand out and circle the wrist. One direction and then the other. And then open and close the hand. And then with the palm facing up, extended arm, bring the fingers back towards the body. This is a great move for those of you that work on a computer a lot. And then make a fist, palm facing down, and then bring the fist in towards the body with the opposite hand. Nice straight arm. And again, just circle that wrist, right and left. Shake the hand out. And then we'll just draw that arm across the torso and then bring the whole arm in with that opposite elbow. So straight arm. So just take the arm across and then bring that left arm underneath and then bend the left arm at the elbows. So right up towards your face. Yeah. So drawing that arm into the body. So you should feel the stretch in your shoulder joint. And then release that and then bring that arm up behind you towards right in between the shoulder blades and then grab that elbow with the opposite hand and then raise your chin up so it's level if possible. Drawing that hand down right in between the shoulder blades, so a nice deep stretch in that tricep muscle. And then just go ahead and let that go. And then we'll take the left arm across the body, grab the right arm and elbow to elbow, bending the left arm. Yeah, perfect. And drawing that left arm into the torso. And then release that and bring that hand behind towards the shoulder blades, grabbing the elbow, lifting the chin. And then we'll just release that. And we're going to make some big circles with the shoulders. So come in, really squeeze them together up to the ears. Back, squeeze the shoulder blades together as you go down, forward, up. Really nice big squeezy motions to really get all of those tensions out of the muscles, getting the joints woken up. And once we hit the top, we're going to just reverse, coming forward, back, squeeze, up, forward, down, back, and up. And now that we're up, we're going to stay up and just squeeze those shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze a couple more moments. Squeeze, 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 and then release. Close your eyes for a moment and just feel that blood rushing into the shoulders and the neck. Take a deep breath. And then open your eyes, and we're just going to drop that right hand down to the mat, and we're going to rotate the left palm up to the ceiling, and then follow it with your gaze, and then all the way to the top of the ceiling, and then bring your gaze down to the left shoulder, across the chest, over to the right, and then bring your gaze up to the ceiling. And then bring your gaze down to the right, back to right to the center of the body, and then drop the hand. Inhale here. Exhale, dropping the left hand down to the mat, rotating the right palm up to the ceiling. The gaze comes up. Drop the gaze down to the shoulder. Bring the chin across the chest, over to the left. And just nice deep stretch. And then bring the gaze back down across, over to the left, back to center, and then down. Take a breath here. And now we're just going to twist to the right, bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee, tall spine, and begin twisting to the right. Try not to build any tension in the neck. But with each inhale, we lengthen. With each exhale, we deepen. And on your next inhale, bring the head back to center, body back to center. Take an inhale here again. And exhale as we bring the left hand behind, the right hand to the outside of the left knee, twisting to the left from the waist, ribs, shoulders, head and neck. Softening on the inhale, deepening on the exhale. And then inhale with the head coming back to center, and then the torso. Or if you were on a little block or cushion, move that away, and then come up onto all fours. Hands directly underneath the shoulders. I like to have my pinky fingers at the edge of the mat. I have a little bit wider arm position, whatever's comfortable for your shoulders and your neck. And we're going to make some big circles with the hips. We're going to come forward, over to the right, draw the hip down to the heels, over to the left, and then come up and just move nice and slow. And as you do that, just feel how the wrists are also getting a little bit of movement You can bring the torso forward and get a little bit more movement in the wrists, or not, whatever's comfortable. And when you get down to your heels, we're going to reverse here over to the right. And when you get to your heels, we're going to come into child's pose. So knees nice and wide, arms are extended straight in front. Grab onto the mat with the palms of the hand and let the head drop down onto the mat. And just roll over the forehead, turning your head to the right and to the left, just nice and slow, easy on your neck. And then come to neutral with your forehead. Inhale here, exhale, both hands over to the right. Drawing the hips to the left, let the head hang down. Releasing tension in the neck. 3 deep breaths into that rib cage. And then inhale back to center. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale, both hands over to the right and the hips to the left. Let the head release. 3 breaths into the rib cage. And then inhale back to center. Come back up onto all fours. And just going to make some circles with the shoulders. Not moving into cat-cow yet. Just squeezing the shoulders, rolling them back, squeezing the shoulder blades together as you come back, pressing away. It's nice, deep movements with the shoulders. And then reverse. And then come to neutral. Inhale here and exhale, pressing away from the mat. Bringing the tail and the head down. And take a couple breaths here and feel that nice stretch in between all of the vertebrae. And then on your next inhale, let the belly drop. Tail comes up, gaze goes up. Take a couple breaths here. And now we'll move one breath, one movement on your own. End of the breath is the end of the movement. Inhale here, exhale round. 3 times on your own. And when you're done, just come back to neutral. And we're going to extend the right leg behind and just crunch over those toes And just rock back onto the heel, rolling over the toes as you come forward and back with the torso. And then we'll bring that knee down and extend the left leg straight. Crunching those toes and just rocking back and forth over the toes. And then come to neutral. And we're going to come all the way up on the toes. We're going to crunch the toes. So the toes are underneath, and you can start high. And then if it's comfortable, you can sit down onto your heels, crunching your toes. Make sure all the, including the little baby toe, is also getting crunched. This is great for the bottoms of the feet. If you have any plantar fasciitis or issues in any way with your feet, this is a really nice deep stretch. It can get uncomfortable, so if it is, just come out of it. And then we'll come up and put the tops of the feet on the mat, and then come back onto the heels. With the hands behind you, lift the knees up, and we're just a nice deep stretch on the shins and the front of the feet. And then come forward, and we're going to crunch one more time. We won't stay here too long. It's definitely a stretch you have to work up to. Just be here for a moment. You can almost feel all that blood rushing into those feet and toes. And then go ahead and release tops of the feet on the mat. Come back onto the heels, hands behind, and lift the knees. And then just come back to neutral, come back up onto all fours. Just build a little strength in our spinal muscles here. So make sure your belly button is coming in. So a nice little tug in your abdominal area. And we're going to extend the left arm and the right leg, flexing the foot. Hips are level, gaze is forward and down. And if it's comfortable, you can make little pulses up with the leg and the arm. And just notice that diagonal line between the heel and the fingers. So feel that spot right on the back, that diagonal line. And then bring them both down. Take a breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, lifting the left foot behind. Hips are even. Right arm out. Toes are flexed. Feet are flexed. Maybe a little pulsing. Really engaging that whole leg and glute. Feeling that diagonal line between the heel and the fingertips. And then just release all of that. And we're going to come up onto the knees and do gate pose. So extend the right leg out straight. And arms out, shoulder height. And we're going to begin by just doing a little bit more of the shoulder in the shoulder joint. So just rotate the palms up to the ceiling and rotate the thumbs back as far as you can. And then rotate the palms down and back. And then back again, just rotating those thumbs and palms up and down. And just notice how that feels in your chest and right in between the shoulder blades. One more time, all the way back. And just hang out here and just lift the chest and the gaze. Bringing those arms together behind you, maybe a little bit more, squeezing the shoulder blades, really opening those pecs. And then bring the torso up and the arms or hands pointed down. Drop the right hand to the knee. Rotate the left hand up and overhead. Gaze can come down and just pulse up and reach for that upper corner where the wall and the ceiling meet. Feeling that nice deep stretch all the way down from the armpit through the hip to the inner leg. And then inhale back up to neutral, arms still at shoulder height. Inhale here, exhale, twist. And then inhale back to center. Drop the left hand down in the center of the mat and rotate that right arm up. Gaze is down. And then bring the chin to the chest. Rotate the gaze up to the ceiling. And really open that arm out and back. Dropping the shoulder. And then exhale, come down onto the forearms, all the way down, opening that inner thigh. It might feel interesting to move the torso forward and back, finding different areas of that inner thigh that might be tight. And then on your next inhale, come all the way up, drop the left hand onto the mat, and then draw that right foot up. And we're just gonna pulse that leg, waking up those hips. Couple more. For 3, 2, 1. And then just come all the way back down. And we're gonna switch legs. Extending that left leg out, come up onto the knee. Arms shoulder height. And we're just going to rotate our palms back and forth just a couple times again. Just notice how your shoulder joints, just nice and slow, just notice them, the movement in them, imagining all that blocked energy moving out, all that fresh blood moving in. And then come to neutral. Inhale here, exhale. We'll drop the left hand to the knee, bring the right arm up and over. Gaze starts to the left, rotate across the chest and up to the right hand and pulse. And then bring the gaze back down and the body up. Inhale here, exhale, twist to the left. And then come back to center. Drop the right arm down to the center. Left arm comes up. Gaze follows the chest and up to the ceiling. Moving that arm back. Opening up that chest. And then exhale, come all the way down onto the forearms or stacked fists. Rocking perhaps forward and back if that feels good. And on your next inhale, come back up. And then drop the right hand down to the mat. And we're just going to bring the left arm up and the leg up, pulsing that leg. And then drop the leg and then come all the way back down. And then wherever you're at, make your way up into downward facing dog. And just take a look at your hands. Fingers are nice and wide. Maybe the pinky fingers by the edge of the mat. Hips are, or legs are about hip distance. And just drop one heel and sass the hip. And then the other. And then drop both heels down to the mat. Just let the head hang down in between the elbows. Lifting the tail up, dropping the heels. Letting the torso fall in between the arms. 3 nice deep breaths here. And then we're going to raise our left foot up to the ceiling. And then bend the knee, open the hip. Drop the right heel down. And then square the hips off again and bring that left knee to the left wrist, extending the right leg straight behind. And then come up onto the fingertips. And then just make sure you're so bringing that right leg up all the way up to the knee, up to the wrist. Into pigeon pose. And once your hips are square, just slowly come down, maybe onto the forearms or stacked fists here. And on your next inhale, come back up. And then bring your left hand to the center of the mat and reach for your right ankle, drawing that heel into the body. And then bring your gaze over to that right foot. And then bring that foot away from the torso. Arm is extended, look to the left. Really open up that shoulder on the right. And then draw the heel in again. Look at the foot. And just again, bring that foot away from the body, extending the arm, looking to the left. And then go ahead and release all of that and come back into downward dog. 3 nice, deep, soft breaths here. And just notice the difference between the hips and the legs here. And then we're going to raise the right leg up and then bend the knee, open the hip, dropping the left heel down to the mat. And then we'll bring the hips square and then bring that knee, right knee over to the left wrist, extending that left foot straight. And then just come down. And on your next inhale, come up, bringing that right hand to the center and reach for that left ankle, drawing that heel into the body. And then bring your gaze over to the left. And then moving the foot away from the body, arm is extended, looking over to the right. And bring the heel in, look to the left. And then one more time, pressing away, looking to the right. And then just let all of that go and come back into downward dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. And then look at your hands, walk your feet to your hands, and stay in a forward fold with your feet hip distance apart. Grab opposite elbows. Let the head relax, the shoulders and the neck. And just sway a little bit, right and left, opening up that sacrum. And then come to neutral, bend the knees and come all the way up to standing. Interlace the hands together, point the first 2 fingers, drop the shoulders, bring the belly button in. Inhale, and then exhale, tilt over to the left. Take a couple breaths here. Really pressing that right hip out to the side. And then inhale back up to neutral, exhale here. And then inhale and exhale over to the right, hips push to the left. Inhale back up to center. Interlace the hands behind the back. And then squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the chest and the gaze. And then bend the knees and come into a forward fold of your choice. And the head can come down, lengthening the arms and moving them away from the body. And then unlace the hands. Again, come all the way up to standing and hands back to the heart center. Close your eyes and bring your intention in. And we'll move into a sun salutation. Inhale, drop the arms as they come overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we'll come down onto the knees, the chest and the chin. Extend that leg straight. Engage the legs, lift the chest into cobra. Long, elegant neck. Take a couple breaths here. Lightening your grip with your hands, just using the back muscles to lift the chest. Engaging the legs. And then bring the body up onto the knees and back into child's pose. Exhale, take a breath. And then move the body back into downward facing dog. So with this pose, we're going to really open up the chest. So we're going to come as if you're going to come into a plank. And then just let the hips come down with long arms. And then push back into downward dog on the exhale. And then come forward again, rolling over the toes. Letting the gaze come up. One more time back into downward dog. And then one more time. Just bringing the gaze up. And then come down onto your knees, back into child's pose. Inhale back into downward facing dog. The left foot comes forward. And we'll drop onto the left knee. And then bring your hands up to the left knee. And then raise that right arm up by the ear. Gaze goes up. And then exhale, twist over to the left. The left hand comes to the right back pocket. Tall spine. And then exhale back to neutral. Extend that left leg straight. And if you have blocks here, you could put blocks under your hands or just on the fingertips and just point and flex that left leg. Opening up that shin and ankle and calf. And then just go ahead and again do a nice deep lunge, bringing both arms up. And then cactus your elbows and arms And then bring the shoulder blades together, lift the gaze, open the chest. And then exhale, come forward, bring that left foot to the outside of the mat, and then let the torso just drape down. Inhale, come back up, draw that left foot back, and then just bring that right foot forward, come up onto that knee. Nice deep lunge here, raising the left arm up by the ear. Lift the gaze. Nice deep lunge into that left hip point. And then exhale, twisting over to the right. Tall spine, chin level with the floor. And then back to center, moving the foot to the outside of the mat. Come down into your runner's lunge or lizard pose. And then inhale, come back up. And you're just going to come to onto the back. So bring your knees into your chest. And make some circles with your knees. Just give your low back a nice massage. In both directions. And then extend the legs up straight. Flex the feet. And we'll just hang out here for just a couple breaths. Really engage in your abdominals. And then bring the knees in and let them drop over to your right. Your arms are shoulder height. And if you like, you could take your right hand to the top of the left knee and then bring your gaze over to the left. And if you're holding onto your leg, then go ahead and release that. Bring both knees up over to the other side. And gaze goes to the right. And inhale, bring both knees into the chest. And then extend the legs out and move your body into shavasana. Palms facing up, arms away from the body. Allow all the weight of your body just to settle and sink into the surface. And just allow yourself to move into that stillness at the end of your exhale. Notice that expansive feeling in that stillness. Notice the body just breathing itself, expanding in all directions with your inhale, softening and surrendering with each exhale. Feeling the pulsation of life moving through your body. And bringing your intention back into your heart. Feeling this as your new truth. As we move from our meditation now, maybe moving the tongue around in the mouth, brushing the fingers against the thumb, bringing this sense of peace and calm into the rest of the day and the week. And when you're ready, you could just move on to a side. And just rest here for a moment as you bring yourself back into the room. And when you're ready, you can make your way up to a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed just for a few more moments, staying connected with that stillness. And bringing a smile to your face, thanking yourself for taking this time for your body, mind, and spirit. And if you'd like to join me in closing, putting your hands in the prayer mudra, bringing your thumbs to your forehead for peaceful, loving thoughts, to the lips for kind and wise words, and to the heart that's open and willing to give. Namaste.